Hello everybody, I'm Rosie. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about 5 things that will blow you away about Mexico, and certainly have blown me away over the years that I've traveled to Mexico. And I've traveled to Mexico extensively, but these things really surprised me, so stay tuned. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the bell for all notifications so you can join me. This is hopefully 2021, 22 are going to be times of much more international travel and offbeat tourism, something I love doing, as well as traveling here in the U.S. So welcome aboard. Let's get right to it. The thing that surprised me most about traveling in Mexico, and please don't use Tijuana. Don't use Tijuana as a gauge for what Mexico is all about. Tijuana is a hybrid city that has a blend of Americanization in Mexico, and it's really not representative at all of life in Mexico or the cities in Mexico. And I've traveled to a lot of them, and trust me, Tijuana is a bird. It is a city unto itself. But by and large, the thing that blew me away and continues to astound me in Mexico is the overall levels of service are amazing at restaurants, at hotels, in taxis, in Ubers, on ground transportation, on the subway systems of say Mexico City, or the bus lines, is how absolutely high the level of service is. Okay, and I had to think long and hard, why would this be the case? Why are people dressed so well, and they work with a high degree of perfunctory performance, and in hotels, and Uber drivers, they're all so good, they're all so well versed, they're all so friendly, they're so proficient at their job. And then I came to realize that probably pretty good jobs are hard to get in the average Mexican city. So to secure a position in, say, a hotel or a transportation, working as a subway, even a person is collecting fares or keeping an eye to make sure people don't jump the turnstiles to get in, it's probably a pretty nice position to have. And people take it really seriously, and they take a lot of pride in their work. So you're going to find the level of performance is outstanding. Yeah, you may have a few issues with language to overcome, but you'll get it sorted out. They're going to be as patient. They're going to be so patient. Okay, they're going to work with you. If you have to put your Google Translator on or turn your Babbel on, they're going to sit there till the cows come home to make sure that you are satisfied, and that anybody will bend over backwards to help you do anything that you want to do within reason in Mexico. Okay, so that's the first thing. It's just uniformly good. All right, the cleanliness. Again, a lot of people have been to Tijuana, and Tijuana is not a dirty city, but it's a scruffy city, right? It's a city that's driven beer and tequila and clubs, and people coming across the border, strip clubs at night, and guys coming in, bachelor parties, and cheap dive hotels. I mean, it's grab my paper. Sorry about that, a little windy out here on the back deck of the rancho, but Tijuana is like a special case, like I said. But the thing that killed me, and doesn't kill me, but just stunned me in Mexico City and Acapulco, is how many people are out there just constantly sweeping the streets, even in the most poor neighborhoods. And I've walked the most dangerous and visited the most dangerous square blocks on planet Earth in places like Acapulco and Renacimiento, and in Mexico City, and Tepito, the most dangerous barrio in Mexico City. And yeah, it's a little scary there, but you're looking around and it's like, by and large, pretty darn neat. Okay, people do take pride down to the lowest levels of economic success, I would say, in Mexico, and there's this pride in cleanliness that I really enjoyed. Street sweepers everywhere, and just there's a pride that used to be evident in places like LA that just seems to have disappeared. Food is very cheap. It may not surprise you, but the quality of it is going to be good. Now, I had one bad eating experience because I ventured off the reservation and I tried ceviche, which is a raw seafood that's marinated in cooked, quote unquote, in citrus juice, lime and lemon. Well, I guess it was playing Russian roulette. The first time was okay. The second time, bam, down I went with 12 hours of misery in Mexico City, kicking myself in the butt and scolding myself for how dumb I was. Stick to cooked food. You're going to find the prices are one half of the U.S. You're going to have breakfast at a place like Sanborn's, a national chain department store, the restaurant, or so many VIPs, VIPS, and these other places. You're going to have a breakfast for $7. It's going to include coffee and orange juice and eggs and bacon and pancakes. And the waiter is going to be wearing a black tie, white shirt, black slacks, and maybe a gold vest. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Or an indigenous Mexican woman in a beautiful Mexican dress. It's mind-blowing how far your dollar goes down there. The time I'm recording, it's about 1 peso is about a nickel, so about 20 pesos to the dollar, and you're living like a king or a queen down there, and you're eating great, okay? And great hotels for $30, $40, $50 a night. So very, very cheap. Friendly and safe in most areas. This also surprised me. A place like Mexico City, the enormity of it, whether it's 22 million people in a metro area, you kind of think, oh, it's going to be like New York City, it's going to be brusque, or Hong Kong, it's going to be all, people bumping into you, and it might be rude. Boy, nothing could be further from the truth. The people are everybody will stop and try to talk to you if they can help you. And just the friendliness is something that I wasn't really prepared for. I thought it would have that big city-itis, place like Acapulco, like they would just get tired of having tourists around, and there's no real Americans there anymore because the State Department advises people not to travel there. But the people are they're just super friendly. Sometimes you might think somebody's looking at it, but there's a lot of curiosity because there's not a lot of gringos traveling around down there, particularly during the pandemic, but they're all so kind. It was amazing. 5, the last thing is probably the most important. How beautiful and historic the country is, and of course, colonialism and the horrors of colonialism were visited on Mexico, of course, by the Spanish. So much was the tradition of a lot of English, or I should say Western European conquering nations. There was a lot of harm and horrors that were visited on the people, but there was also a legacy of the beauty too that survives today. Of just every neighborhood has a beautiful church from the 1600s, magnificent cathedrals, and just the architecture is it's stunning. And so much of the beauty of Mexico, the Mexicans are not afraid to use color. There's nothing demure, there's nothing understated, there's nothing passive about design and color in Mexico. We went, for example, went to Frida Kahlo's house and went to the outside. Unfortunately, it was closed. You had to have a ticket for entry. But the outside is like a deep, almost a purple blue, the whole wall outside. They call it the Blue House. But the use of color is so profoundly exciting in places like Mexico. And the art, they just pull out the most vibrant colors and bam, throw it down there. And you're just like, every corner you turn, it's like, oh my goodness, look at this. Even the street art and things, and public art. And I just love that. The uses of gold. You have that old with the new, and it makes it so beautiful. So you're going to be shocked at how much beauty is down there. And that goes all the way through to the people too. So 5 things that will delight and surprise you about Mexico City and traveling in a lot of Mexico, period, is just the beauty, the people, the experience, the food. Grab it all, immerse yourself in it, and have a great time. If you have any fear about waters and things like that, drinking the water, or Montezuma's Revenge, you can request, and I think Mexico is the highest per capita drinkers of bottled water on planet Earth. But a lot of the, even the common restaurants use filtered water now and distillation and things for purity, because you don't want to kill the customers, right? So, but you can play it as safe as you want to. Well, that is it. I will throw in one more tip. If you're fortunate enough to fly domestic airlines, Volaris or Aeromexico in Mexico, you're going to be delighted. You can get yourself down to Mexico City, get yourself down to Tijuana, get yourself across the border, fly out of Tijuana, and you're going to save a ton of money. Fly into Mexico City, use it as a hub. Huge Benito Juarez Airport, enormous. Fly everywhere, cheap, save a lot of money, efficient, beautiful, great airlines, great airports, no lost bags, great check-throughs, TSA, great security, everything. Fly with confidence. Thumbs up are appreciated. If you hit that like button, I'm very grateful for that. Also hit the subscribe, the bell for all notifications, because you'll want to see what I'm doing next. Thanks for watching, everybody.